Welcome to this guide on Supadata, the API that turns YouTube videos, TikToks, Instagram Reels, and entire websites into clean, structured text. If you've ever tried to build an AI product that needs to understand video or web content, you've already felt the pain Supadata was built to solve. Let's talk about what the problem actually is first. When you're building AI pipelines, content tools, or data products, you constantly need text from the internet. But YouTube doesn't have a public transcript API. TikTok and Instagram actively fight against scraping. Web pages are wrapped in JavaScript, ads, and navigation menus that make extracting the actual content a nightmare. Developers have been duct taping together scrapers for years, scrapers that break every time a platform updates. Supadata replaces all of that with two clean API endpoints. So what exactly is Supadata? It's a web and video-to-text API built specifically for developers and makers. Founded by Rafal Zawadsky and based in the Netherlands, Supadata positions itself as the fastest path from a content URL to structured JSON. You give it a link, it gives you back clean text, transcripts, and metadata. That's the whole idea. The platform has three core capabilities. First, video transcripts. This covers YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and direct video or audio file URLs. You use the same endpoint for all of them. Second, web content extraction. The web reader converts any URL into clean, readable text. It handles JavaScript rendered pages, strips away the junk, and returns just the content you care about. Third, media metadata. For YouTube specifically, you can pull video details, channel information, playlist contents, and engagement metrics without ever touching the YouTube Data API. One of Supadata's most important features is AI transcription fallback. Not every video has native captions. Old tutorials, casual TikToks, most Instagram Reels, they often lack subtitles. When that happens, Supadata automatically generates a transcript using its own AI pipeline. You pay 2 credits per minute instead of 1 for native transcripts, but the critical point is you always get an answer. No empty responses, no silent failures, just data. Now let's talk about where people actually use this. AI agent builders are probably the most active community around Supadata right now. With the MCP server integration, that's Model Context Protocol, AI assistants like Claude can call Supadata as a tool, meaning your agent can watch a YouTube video or read any web page as part of its reasoning. That's genuinely new. A few months ago, you'd have to handcraft that whole pipeline. Content repurposing is another massive use case. The pipeline is almost cliché at this point. YouTube video goes in, Supadata extracts the transcript, an LLM summarizes and reformats it, and out comes a blog post, newsletter, or Twitter thread. Entire businesses are running exactly this workflow with N8N or make automating the whole thing overnight. Researchers love it too. If you're studying trends in YouTube content, monitoring competitor channels, or building datasets from educational videos, Supadata lets you extract transcripts from hundreds of videos without any platform-specific knowledge. You just feed it URLs. Brand monitoring, content moderation, competitive intelligence, accessibility tools for educational content. The use cases stack up quickly once you have a reliable way to get text from any URL. Getting started is legitimately fast. Sign up at dash.supadata.ai, and your API key is generated during onboarding. The free tier gives you 100 credits a month with no credit card required. That's enough to build a proof of concept and validate your idea before spending anything. If you prefer working in code over raw HTTP calls, there are official SDKs for Python and JavaScript. Install the Python package, initialize the client with your API key, and you're calling endpoints in about 3 lines of code. Pricing uses a credit system. 1 credit equals 1 transcript or 1 web extraction. The free tier gives you 100 credits. The starter plan runs around $17 a month for 3,000 credits. Growth is about $47 for 10,000. Scale runs roughly $297 for 100,000 credits, which is where serious production workloads live. Worth noting, credits don't roll over between billing cycles, and AI-generated transcripts cost 2 credits per minute, so plan accordingly. On the competitive landscape, Supadata occupies a specific niche. Assemblier is more powerful for deep audio analysis, speaker detection, sentiment, but it doesn't handle social media URLs directly. Apify does general web scraping with more flexibility, but requires way more setup and lacks native transcript support. Jina AI Reader converts web pages to LLM-friendly Markdown, but doesn't touch video at all. YouTube Transcript.io does one thing well, but only for YouTube. Supadata's edge is coverage. Video transcripts plus web extraction, 6 platforms, 1 API key. The main downsides worth knowing. Credits don't roll over, the translation feature is expensive at 30 credits per minute, and some premium endpoints are locked to paid plans. It's also a relatively new product, so the community and third-party resources are still growing compared to more established tools. The bottom line is this: if you're building anything that needs to understand video or web content at scale, Supadata removes an enormous amount of infrastructure complexity. You stop worrying about scrapers, platform changes, and proxy management. You just call an API and get structured data back.